So how are you, man?
I'm fine, brother. I'm trying to make this happen. It's a difficult time, so we gotta stay focused, relax, because otherwise you're gonna, this time period it's a little bit hectic and crazy,
Yeah, it's fucked up.
and a lot of people get depressed. We don't want to get depressed,
No, man.
so I'm pretty focused on my work, trying to stay busy every day, doing different projects, get involved on different things, which I'm glad that I'm involved on different things, because otherwise it would be very, very difficult.
Yeah, man. I saw you super active online actually. With your lives, you do lives every day. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying, to do as much as I can when I have something, mostly when I have something to share. Not just
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
appearing, but really because I think it's a great opportunity right now because we got all these social medias and tools, that work for the kids, but why
Yes,
not working for us? So we
of
should
course.
use it on the right way as well. And for so many years, let's say b-boy community taught about my personal side, that I was all about a b-boy, right?
Yes,
But my love for the culture has always be full circle. So
true.
it's a great opportunity to me show other different aspect. There always be,
Of your skills, of course.
yeah, it's always be in a sense a little bit in the shadow, but let's say it was in the shadow for the public, not for me,
Of
because there
course.
is always be on the same level to me.
Yeah, but people, I mean, a lot of people know that you've been producing and spinning for a while. But did you ever felt like some kind of people reacting like, no, forget about it, Maurizio is a b-boy. Did you felt that sometimes or?
No, it just make me laugh sometimes when I hear people telling me, "Oh, now you're switching to DJ." I'm saying, my friend, you know, I don't think you can switch into DJ in 10 days or in a month and create the sort of work I have in my lab for so many years.
Man,
You
and,
know,
and we are not talking only about the knowledge, but also your skills, bro. The things you do with 45s is not in 2 days that you can do that.
of
It's
course,
years
of
of
course.
practice.
And also material, people,
Of
equipment.
exactly.
No matter how could it be easy for certain people, you know, if you have a different background, it's pieces by pieces every day. So this is like it takes a whole lifetime.
But you've been doing both from the start, or how it happened?
Yeah, I mean, mainly I started 84 with breaking, and around 85, 86 I got into DJ, and 87 I got into production, making post tapes and beats like that. And 88 I got into rhyming, of course.
Yes.
But way before all this, I was already into drawing and stuff. So graffiti tagging, all that was, let's say, simultaneously my first love, while the other things was slowly happening, because I'm coming from the comic comic book generation.
Mm.
So of course for me, between martial arts and comic books was a perfect combination.
Did you guys had in Italy? I mean, a TV show. What's the fucking name in English? Something like the Young Heroes of Shaolin. It was a TV show. We got that on Monday in Portugal, and everybody was crazy about it. And it was pretty much during the 80s also.
No, there was that TV series called Kung Fu.
Oh, okay, with the
The one
American
that,
guy.
yeah, the David Carradine, the one that Bruce
Yeah,
Lee supposed to be
yeah.
rolling.
And that's what got you into martial arts, or?
Oh, no, 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 no! I grew up with Japanese animation big time, so
Oh,
I
okay,
was
really?
watching. Yeah, I was really into all that Japanese animation, Goldrake, Jigrobo,
Okay.
Daitan 3, Grandizer, Daltanius. There's so many,
Crazy, man.
so many.
I,
Yeah,
the other day I was watching electro rock,
okay.
in UK,
Yeah,
and that shit happened in '85, man. I was like,
yeah,
how the fuck they had so much good level? Because when you pay attention to the foundations were pretty correct.
yeah.
I mean, if we say that Beat Street came out in '84, like how come you guys like you were not in electro rock, right?
No, no, no.
But
That was
but
a UK
yeah,
thing.
exactly. But you had pretty much the same level, I guess. So how come you guys like in 1 year grew like that, man? I was really impressed when I.
First, yeah. As everybody know already now, that back then information was so little, but passion was so big,
Mm,
big passion and big vision. Okay, so we try to incorporate all the elements that we had sporadically here and there and put it together and create a puzzle. So in the same time, all connection was like a very um, let's say very very important to us. And in Torino, my hometown, basically we had the pleasure to be involved with a UK crew called nothing. Wait, what was it? Nottingham, from Nottingham was a um, uh, Rock City crew.
okay,
Rock City crew.
okay,
Okay, extreme team. Rock City crew, extreme team.
okay.
Okay,
But
and
back then, how did the connection happen, man?
because this guy was traveling.
Oh, okay.
It's always been like that, traveling. Who had the chance to travel had the chance to see and meet the new scene.
Mm.
Okay, so basically, we had this a nice sharing between us. So we were getting inspired by each other. And on the other side, we have friends in Paris, from Paris City Breakers.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and slowly, through competition, through little things here and there, he had the chance to meet other people, which was connected to other. Like I was connected with Stream Machine by a guy from named Brian Noonan.
Yeah.
That was because I was involved in a competition. Okay.
But how many of you were breaking Torino back then?
Oh man, Torino was the city.
Oh, really?
Torino was the city, and whether in all Italy was like a small underground scene, Torino was a big, huge uh, influence. So a
Yeah.
lot of people was really trying to get involved in the movement. Obviously, not everyone on the same level, but the scene, white others had jams with like a ghetto blaster or whatever. We had already DJing, MCing, all the elements already together on the
Mm.
same
Mm.
line. So
Mm.
we had like a more, let's say, what you can see in electro rock, more organized scene.
That's crazy. Because the thing is that I'm from the second generation of b-boys in Europe, right? I started like in maybe seriously in 80, 88, 89, something like that. And
Okay.
there is like a lot of legends and rumors that people were saying, like the first time that Storm came to Switzerland, and there's like plenty of stories like this that like it's like urban stories, right? So what people said about you is that at some point you went to New York and you fucked up everybody. And
91.
so the thing is, in our mind, because we didn't know how the Torino thing was, back
Of
then.
course.
So we are picture you like by yourself in Torino practicing like crazy during years, and then go to New York and fucked up everybody. So I was wondering like how he did that.
Well, first of all, I always say to myself, you ain't ready. You ain't ready. So, and the fact I was involved in all elements, I wanted to make sure that my, let's say, my debut in front the founders,
Yes.
at least was acceptable and respectful enough to be presented my version of what I, let's say, what I work in order to build by taking information here and there, and try to respect the original art form and try to create a new formula, right? So it took me basically from 84 to 91. Okay, so I was practicing like a 10, 11, 12 hours every day.
No shit.
Yeah. Now I was just, bro, I was so much into it. And it just happened, bro, when I had the chance to go over there. And I was just going everywhere.
So how did you did that? Because I remember the first time I went there. I mean, I went my first time in US. It was in LA, but it was super expensive back then. So how did you did? How the opportunity was created for you? You had like a job already, or
no. This hip hop has always been my dream that became reality. And turn into what it is today, but no, I just save money here and there every day until it was possible.
Crazy, man.
Right. And as I say, I'm coming from a family that had a poor background. So I couldn't really ask it to my family help me to go,
of course,
traveling in New York.
Yes,
I was like,
to do it by your own, of course.
Yeah, when I turned 14, I say to my family, "Don't worry, this is what I want to do. I'll be able to take care of myself somehow, some way." Of course, everybody was worried, but because that time, it wasn't easy to say, "Yo, I'm gonna teach, get some money or whatever, and this and that." No, I just made things happen. It also helped me was because in around 1985 I got into competition, and I won the early competition. There was a world championship and all that. So I got this great opportunity to win those competitions, get the first prize. So everybody slowly asked me, to be part of other stuff. And I built in my connection, and that's how basically went.
So you got there, and what happened exactly? When you saw them, it was the first time that you saw them, or did you saw them before? I mean, live.
Live? No,
Yes.
That was the very first time.
So
91 was the very first time we met, and when basically
I was their level back then, because they were super huge in the 80s, but then during a couple of years we didn't see them anymore, and then in the 90s everybody came back again. I mean,
yeah, in the 90s. Well, if you're looking for just the breaking scene, it was sporadically here and there, right? It wasn't that, let's say, that big like it used to be.
Yes.
Okay. But obviously hip hop culture was big.
Exactly. Yes.
Was big because when I went at that time, pretty soon they had the Wild Style 91 reunion. For the very first time,
Yes.
they had the Wild Style reunion. So all the hip hop scene came together to celebrate. When I say the
Crazy.
whole hip hop scene, I mean even people from LA, as Tupac, all that people. I see
No
everyone
shit.
on one. I saw everybody on one place,
Man, that's
from
crazy.
from writers to MCs to DJ to, really all together
The same place.
in one spot. So I had a really big opportunity. Um, of course, for myself, it was a great opportunity to present myself in that particular moment, right? But I also I had great feedback from the different people, not only b-boys. Really, everybody was gave me props from side to side.
Man, dope. That's crazy, man. So just I didn't know that you start DJing that early.
Of course.
So being a DJ for that long, how do you see musically b-boying today in the b-boying events, in the battles? You, do you like it? It's correct. It's
Well,
not correct. How do you, what do you think about it?
put it like this, okay? And at the very beginning, I gotta say something first. At the very beginning, when I started, I was a kind of a wonder guy. He was learning pretty quick compared to others, right? Um, so I was getting a lot of attention by everyone in the scene. So, but that didn't stop me in order to be like, I'm satisfied, I'm happy because everyone give me recognition and
Mm.
props, right?
Yes, yes.
I felt pretty soon that there wasn't really the version I wanted to do it, because I felt that there was more things involved. Definitely, um, definitely music. It's very important
Of
aspect. you
course.
can you can just set the music aside, you just to hear something and whatever.
Mm.
That music is the reason why we get involved in a
Exactly.
certain way, and each one individually throw a certain type of style or gesture or energy or whatever. So, but I wouldn't say I understood everything at the very beginning. No, no. Um, but I was lucky enough to get involved in a time that was still hip hop culture with including the all elements. So for me, it was very easy. Who are you to separate this element from that?
Of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
So the more I discovered, to me, I was like, okay, oh, this is included too. Okay, I was so curious. So I'm trying to find a balance between all the elements and try to go deeper, not only physically. So I was like, I was really practicing mind, body, and soul, all different level. And I gotta say that the other elements helped me a lot to understanding how to move my body, because when you make music, you understand that when you set a certain sounds here and then create a certain type of bounce or skip or whatever, or groove. Okay, so once you understand the science behind the music, that's when you start connecting the way you want to move your body and make things happening. Okay,
True.
so on the other side, to me, fast forward, obviously when I had the opportunity to judge through years, through time, so I also saw, I was witness of different changes and so-called evolution in the culture, right?
Yes.
So I'm not like a surprise in that type of way. I
Mm.
know that everyone got a certain time of, let's say, approach to create a new way to present something. Okay,
Mm.
but I'm I get what the idea comes, right?
Yes.
But then I can say that everyone that present in a certain way exactly got going right to the point to impress me. Okay, so I won't say I like it or I don't like it. I always see something because my attention in the dance always be seeking for details that can inspire me. So I always find something in people, whether they beginners or pro. So obviously when you're judging, you see several things that happening simultaneously in the same time.
Of course.
And your, let's say, your school or foundation, maybe let's say want to see a balance between certain things that are, to me, priority and other things that come after.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes. But you told some super interesting stuff when you were explaining all that, and one of them was the fact that the elements got a little bit apart. Nowadays, you have like events dedicated only to b-boying. Then you have the hip hop concerts. Then you have some galleries with graffiti, and you're gonna find only painters, I mean artists over there, and not b-boys or MCs or whatever. So a lot of stuff got apart, and sometimes I try to understand why. Even if I do understand, I still think that parties with all the elements should still happen. I mean, one thing that is difficult for me is like how today, that's something that I already discussed in other episodes of my podcast, how today we got DJs who only do like b-boying battles. And then you have DJs who only follow MCs. Then you have other DJs, and all that in the hip hop community. And then you have other DJs that only spin in parties. They cannot spin for an MC. They cannot spin for a b-boy battle. They just spin. They like party specialists or whatever. And for me, in my, I don't know if I'm too old school or whatever, but for me, a true hip hop DJ should be able to do everything.
Well, first question concerning the music is, many times we hear people very easy describe our music and say, oh, this is hip hop. And then you see, you analyze what is he talking about, and you see maybe one genre of music. But hip hop, in the essence of the way it was presented, was basically the knowledge of the DJ sharing to the people that was witness there at the jam, whether it was dancers or everyone all together, right? So we all know that those culture that create a break-in was digging for breaks.
True.
Okay, but while a jam going on is not only about strictly breaks, it's music.
Yes.
And in a certain moment, definitely, I mean, if you go in a breaking jam, maybe it's going to be more specific, right? But already if you jump into a club, it's going to be more spread. So it's going to be more genres of music, more from different era and different style, so all generation can feel it and get into it, right?
Yes.
So if the DJ come from the school of hip hop, that's how he's going to present this type of music. So a hip hop DJ with a DJ with a hip hop background definitely is going to use doubles and cut it up in a certain way, waited for certain moments of the song, right? But it's not going to be strictly the break, unless it's a specific type of, let's say, a type of jam or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, so fast forward. Nowadays, the difference is when they start turning into create hip hop culture more like a product. Okay, so they create, okay, let's say certain people don't know how to do certain type of moves or steps or tricks or whatever. Let's create a battle for these kids. So you have a finger battle, you have a knees battle, you have a butt battle, you have a 1919 battle. Of course, I'm trying,
Yeah, joking.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
be ironically,
Yes, yes, yes.
but just to say, well, to please everyone, let's say this powerful box that contain all of us, slowly we lower down its powerful impact that it had on everyone, just to give us access and pleasure to certain type of categories of people. So to entertain.
Yes.
Okay.
To find easy solutions.
So, but then no easy judgment, because there is no. It just you just analyzing things.
Yes.
Well, ain't nothing wrong. This is all platforms, okay, which is fine to me. All different platforms, as longer we know what is the real culture. When I mean the real culture, is everything together.
Yes.
Okay. But once we start getting too comfortable with certain areas or certain box, and we believe that if you just spin it on your head or you do certain move over and over is the thing or is the goal to reach, then when you're getting confused. Just like if you do certain type of battles, you're getting confused because you think this is hip hop or this is the way it's supposed to be. No, that doesn't mean there is hate versus that type of category of entertainment. Yes. No, it's just, let's realize that we are great when we're part of something bigger than all of us.
True.
Okay, so when we are able to feel all the elements connected, that's when we grow and we get more richer in order of understanding, also to express our creativity.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Of course.
So let's say when become too much over and over, just a certain type of mood or atmosphere, slowly for the newcomers in the culture, you can judge someone that they don't know, right?
Yeah,
but
of course,
in the same time, if you're losing the lineage that connected all the elements together, that's when you raise more confusion. True. And as soon as you get some attention or you get some props or you get some achievements, obviously you start mixing your reality and the ego. So the ego will raise, it's like that. You guys are old, or we are new, or this is the evolution. That's all. That's like stupid categories that don't describe anything, or describe only that there is a lot of misunderstanding. And we all know there is love can come from everywhere, whether it's certain time or whether it's a new time. Yeah.
Man, yeah, I don't know. I really think that there is a lot of work to do. I've been talking a lot with like the new generation, and they told me that they discover graffiti, they discover hip hop music after they start breaking.
Yeah.
They don't know. They said, yeah, we start liking it because in some way it was related to breaking, so we were kind of curious. And for me, that's crazy because first of all, like you said earlier, understanding the other elements helped me a lot and made me the b-boy I am today. It was not only about dancing; it was about everything.
Yes.
So I feel that they're lacking some stuff in there, and at the same time, I don't know. It's like you said just before. How can I explain them how it was when there is such a disconnection with the roots of it? Because when they started because maybe they saw, I don't know, a b-boy on YouTube, and they were trying to do the same, and they had no idea that it was related to a culture. So for them it was the reality, and then what they find was like events that were connected to the guy they saw, like BC1s and Battle of the Year and so on and so on. And on those events, I mean, if you watch a b-boy event today, you're not going to understand that it's a part of a culture right away, because it's isolate. You're only going to see b-boys dancing, and that's it. You have no idea. So yeah, that's why I talk a lot about parties, actually, because in my time, all those stories that I heard, like the one about you, and the other ones about Storm, like I said before, and stuff like that. I mean, I remember that a lot of people were coming to Switzerland back then because Switzerland was in the middle, right? You had like
Yeah.
Germany, Italy, and France, and people were meeting a lot in Switzerland because it was in the middle, and they were moving. They were driving for hours and moving to a country, from a country to another, just for jams, just for parties. There were no battles going on, organized. I mean, the battles were happening, but they were spontaneous.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
yeah, tell me.
no, simply, it wasn't a, let's say, a premeditation. We gotta go there, or this is the place to be. No, it wasn't really like that. It was like every uh, every situation was an opportunity to us. Okay. Oh, where is coming this week? This opportunity, Switzerland. Let's go to Switzerland. Next time, what is happening? France. Let's go to France.
Mm.
Okay. So again, who are you to define this is the way or that is not the way? We wanted to just have fun. Okay. So obviously, having fun means be totally open in getting as much as you can and bring back home some good memories. And on the other, there is very little space for let's bullshit.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Why? Because again, there was no such bigger egos. Maybe was some egos in the dance.
Of
Okay.
course,
Oh,
yes.
maybe the way I've been working on my move is more official than others. Okay, and people was somehow the way was able to see it without any judges.
Mm.
Okay, we
Mm.
all knew where we were.
Mm.
But besides that, it was all about searching for the love and the good time. So it was really a great place to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, we all come from somewhere, somehow, some way. We're not living, everyone. We're not living close to the source or to the epicenter. We all coming from different areas, and that's okay. As long as you connected to the flow, somehow, some way, you will find the source.
Yes.
Okay, but when the source it's far away because your attention or your promotion in certain type of opportunity is a little too much disconnected from the old elements. And then then the reflection, it's obviously is gonna be more, let's say, more easier for people not getting certain type of information or messages, or something that we all knew that this element is connected to that element in a certain time, but after in the journey a little bit got lost in translation or lost at all. So what happened, there wasn't that obvious anymore. Okay. So if the kid started from, let's say, started from the dancing and slowly is going to discover some other stuff, that's normal. That's
Yes.
how it was. That's the way it was, and that's the way it will be anyway, because, you know, everything must change. Everything is moving. So if you want to grow, you gotta, you know, make moving your information, change it, modify,
Yeah, adapt.
adapt and update it, and try to understand as much as you can what you like, what you're looking for. Why? Because I've seen so many people left behind in for 15, 20 years following false ideology that didn't go nowhere, and they thought to be invincible or immortal, but it's not working like that. Because when you realize,
Like what?
but like what? For I've seen people that was like, oh, it's all about a certain type of movement.
Oh, okay.
Or like, okay, and then after 15, 20 years after dissing that person or that type of stuff, be like, oh, now I want to learn it too, you know, I'm getting boring, people don't give me props, don't give me love. Yeah, because it was too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who told you that all, you know, it's only you know, because a lot of people get confused that if you do a certain specific move, that's when you get that props. No, people forgetting, to me, of course, to me, people forgetting energy, emotional atmosphere that creates certain bridge between you and the others that are witness in that time. Through the music that amplified all the atmosphere, the emotional aspect. So if you think that all that magic come from because you did that certain move of steps, that's when you're wrong. Because otherwise we would be so stupid. Why we didn't do the same?
True.
Because maybe it's bigger than
a single movement. Yeah.
A single movement. So once again, if you focus too much on a certain type of platform, slowly you get lost. Why you get lost? Because look, put it like this: if I have 1 million, right, and I put 200 in the culture, 200 in the entertainment, 200 in other aspect, blah 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 blah, equally, then you have options. Okay, but if I put the full concentration of the power in just one aspect, everybody was following that. Will follow that source. Why? Because first of all, you see big lights.
Yes.
Second of all, you're not ready prepared to understand all this. And once again, it's not about hate or love. It's about exposure. Okay? So when I say I'm glad that I started in the 80s, it's because I was exposed to the old culture. And I'm glad that I had the chance to learn as much as possible to be curious and learning and give me information to spread on a different type of aspect of my way to present my heart for.
Yes.
In a certain moment, people was like, oh, you a dancer, you just get inspiration by dancing. Why?
Bullshit.
You know what I mean? To me, it makes no sense. For
No.
me,
Yeah, of
it
course.
makes no
No, it
sense.
doesn't. No, doesn't
You know
make
what I'm
any
saying?
sense. No.
I won't say you got to do it like me. I just give you a different aspect and a different option that maybe it wasn't strictly like the way you think. Just like when people don't see you do a certain type of moves in a video, that means you never done it. I'm coming from a different generation. You don't even know how many things I have done.
Man, I have to ask you something.
Yeah.
Just because of what you're saying right now. I remember I was watching your movie for the first time. Can't remember in what year it happened, but I was watching it with my cousin, right? And at some point, it says like, man, Maurizio, he got crazy flares. I'm like, really? No. Because all I saw of you before that, I didn't see you using flares at all. And at some point during the movie, I saw you doing flares. I was like, shit, that's probably one of the most powerful flares that I saw. And I was like, why he doesn't use flares more often? Because they are fucking powerful. So that's crazy. And he match exactly what you were saying, that sometimes people think like, I can do this, but you don't know shit.
Well, because as I say earlier, if you focus only on one aspect, you get caught in the confusion. Once again, if you're just looking for the break, you never be able to discover the whole song.
True.
First of all, I love the song. I love the atmosphere. I love the rhythm. I love the mood. I love the way the sounds are connected in a certain way. That's really inspired me. And then if I discover there's a break, I'll be like, oh my God. But once again, fast forward, if I buy a record that already tells you this is a B-boy track, it started with a breakbeat, blah, blah, ain't no fun anymore to me. It's because like I'm chewing the food and then I give it to you.
I got you.
It's not for me. It's like it ain't no fun to me anymore. So once again, it's also, I think, in a way can answer what you asked me earlier about break DJ that play breaks. You know, I'm a DJ, play everything. But of course, I play breaks because I'm coming from hip-hop tradition. So obviously, I'm looking for doubles and I'm looking for breaks. But do I am specific, crazy just for the breaks? No, I'm a man, I'm a person, I'm an individual. So my spirits need different type of suggestion, different type of emotion, inspiration that give me that type of feelings to express the way I want to express myself. If I would have followed just the exactly formula, beautiful formula of someone else, I wouldn't be able to open the doors, other doors that can take me maybe where I don't know yet.
True.
So
you're meaning that your flares were like a bonus break that you find in a song that you didn't know for the other people. You didn't use that all the time because like when you think that you know everything, I'm gonna still surprise you, motherfucker.
Thank you, because as I say, I started in the early 80s. I can say I was called I was one of the power move guy. I was doing all the power moves. But back what? I was looking for a wild style. Okay, so a power move guy that could be sit down and just getting the props from the people and compliment, feels great, feels good, blah blah blah, be in the center of the attention, right?
Mm.
But I was like, okay, that's beautiful, because I don't hate power moves, but just like I don't hate all
The other stuff.
all
Yeah.
aspect involved in the true essence of the culture.
Mm.
So once again, it takes some work to put it into it in order to try to understand how all these elements work together in order to get at least an idea, so I can concentrate how to build the method of my madness
Mm.
and create my sort of training. You know what I'm saying? And that's when um, between 85 and 86, I start working in power footwears that slowly got into space flow. But I started from the wild style. But obviously, as I say, I started 84, and 84, 85 was a B Street era, right? So obviously, I learned in power moves because I see power moves and I love it. Okay. But then I discover Wildstein and all the other stuff. Yo, that's incredible to me. And I'm a martial art guy.
Mm.
So I know there is discipline beyond moves. So if you don't organize your discipline in order to start it, to understand that the whole picture is created by different elements, you're not going to be able to create something from nothing. You're going to just duplicate something from somebody else.
Yeah.
So obviously my goal was, let me make sure that one day I will present my version to the pioneers, and maybe they will accept it. And if I can elevate the art form with my contribution and revolutionize the aspect, I'm gonna be even more happy, right?
True.
But
Yeah.
at least let me start. The first step, let me make sure that what I do is not gonna be horrible in front of the pioneer. That's why everybody thought that I was from New York when I present my work
Over there.
to
Yeah.
those people.
So
So
that was your one of your main motivation, was like making sure that you will be accepted from the real ones.
my main motivation was to be part of the legendary people that inspire me. That was my main motivation.
And
I wasn't looking for anything else than be part of a lineage of people that it's being considered great people. Okay, I want to be part of that.
so that story, that legend that Europeans had about you, of going there and battling everybody, was not that correct, because actually you went there to be a part of something and not to kill them.
Exactly. I'm a true disciple, bro. I'm a true disciple. My respect is way in the front. I always my story as a dancer battling other people. First of all, I battle just arrogant people because I'm coming from the comic book era. I was one of those superheroes in my childhood. So
Okay.
you don't try to jump on some beginners of some shy people. I'm looking for those ones that pretended or acting funny with others.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Don't worry.
So
I'm gonna make sure
bro,
you're gonna think twice next time.
so tell me what happened with second to none against Battle Squad? It was some kind of shit like that, or what happened exactly?
No, I mean at that time was different. I mean, it's not a.
It was not a beef.
No. It's not a secret. After New York in '91, when we went to New York the very first time as a battle squad. Okay, but after my whole crew went back home, basically it started a new, let's say, a new era for me. Okay, because first of all, I was in the spot, in the center of the spot where I wanted to be since day one. Okay. Second, I couldn't be able to afford again and come back anytime I feel it, because my background's coming from poor family.
Yeah, it was super expensive, of course.
So it was like,
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm a hip hop fan. I'm involved in all elements. I'm not going to looking for just for breaking. I'm going everywhere to learn as much as possible and share it with all the elements, because all the elements always be my soul connected. So when my crew went back home, basically, Rocksteady, when they saw me, right away, I didn't have to battle anyone. Right away, after they saw me, they came to me and asked me if I wanted to be part of the crew. And obviously, Rocksteady crew was my dream as a kid.
Of course.
What are you going to say? No? My crew left it. We don't have nothing to do anymore. The plan was different. So this is how it is. Okay. Doom. First of all, I'm always be one man band. But then, there was no problem to be, sharing and having a good time with others. As I say, hip hop is fun to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Before turning to my, my life, and also, the way I maintain my living, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
this is what makes me and give me pleasure and happiness till now. Okay. So I'm here to enjoy myself, sharing with others. And one day, something that was a dream knock at my door and tell me, I'm your dream. You want to be part of that?
That's crazy,
that was
man.
my dream.
Yes. And let's say that back then it was not easy to
not at all
get invited like that in a crew like this.
Exactly. There wasn't no, let's say, opening curiosity for other people. Not at all. Because they even people that wasn't from New York, still from US, it wasn't getting that type of love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it was not the same.
So I know that my work create that opportunity because I did put work behind that. You know what I'm saying? So the real secret is what you did, what you do every day. So
those fucking 10, 12 hours pay off.
Exactly. So for me, I was like, and as I say earlier at the very beginning, I thought I was too late. Why? Because when I started, I knew that the culture started before
you, of course.
So I was like, damn, it's too late. I'm missing those days. How am I gonna do to balance all this? So, because as I say, my dream was like one day they're gonna see me. One day they're gonna, appreciate my work. But in a way, I was like, oh, how am I gonna do this? Because I know it's already passed several years before me. And I kind of felt it. I didn't know that much, but I kind of felt it. All you can do is just work.
Yeah,
Put
practice.
yourself into it.
Yeah.
Put yourself into it. Be open mind and work it, work it, work it, work it, work
Yeah,
it.
I think
So
I think people have no idea nowadays how it was back then, because of fucking Facebooks and Instagrams. Everybody's connected, everybody's friend with everybody, but they have to understand that back then it was another world, an untouchable world. It was just a fucking movie on your TV that you cannot touch. You could just dream of it.
yeah,
So I
it's
cannot imagine for you to get there in 91 and meet them and be invited. I mean, that shit is crazy.
bro. 91 was the earliest moment in time because even those people in the music scene they call it the golden era in the all the greatest people artists involved in the scene still talking about those moments, those clubs, those
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
happening, those sounds, those battles, those moments was so intense. So imagine for me, for someone that live in uh, from the opposite side of the planet, coming in the epicenter of the roots of culture, and meeting all these great minds, people, inspiration. So my dream became true. My idols asked me to join and be part of
Of their crew, of course, of their
of their
reality.
crew.
Yeah.
I was part of in the Wild Style reunion. So for the very first time, I saw everyone all together. Everyone, not just a couple of b-boys. I'm saying everyone. So I can talk from A to Z about everyone, not only a couple of b-boys or a couple of moves.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
So
do, man. That's crazy.
and then one of my idols came to me and say, and I read it later. It was like, "Yo, I gotta give props to Maurizio. They inspired me back then to, coming back hard in the
Yeah, and
scene." I was
practicing.
like, "Oh my God, maybe." I was like, I was so humble enough that I was like, maybe my work is somehow, some way recreate that gap that was making me feel I'm too late.
Yes, yes, yes,
You
yes,
know what
yes.
I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah. I do understand.
So then I understood that dreaming is beautiful, and believing yourself through work can make things happening if you
That's
believe in
crazy, man.
yourself.
That's
You know what
crazy.
I'm saying?
Yes, I do. But you have, but wait, because I know that you have two more moments that I know. Maybe you have more than that. One, I knew it before I met you. Is the props that Talib Kweli and Mos Def gave you in their album. They mention your name, and that's crazy. No, how did you react when you listened for the first time?
As I say, it was a blessing, bro. It was unexpected. Just like those props I read from your
My podcast with
interview. Yeah,
Kenny. Yeah,
yeah. I was like, yo, for me, everything that happening, it's a plus.
yeah,
Already for me, be part of this still now. It's, I'm happy just to be part of this still. So
yeah, man.
everything else that is coming, if people still inspire, get inspiration, or people will share with me, or receiving a message from a kid that say, "Yo, you might don't know me, you never been in my country, but some awesome way I had the chance to see you one day, and you gave me some type of inspiration." I'm glad, bro. This is a plus.
Of course.
So once again, I'm very humble enough. Humble, it doesn't mean don't confuse my kindness from weakness, because that's when you find out my other side. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So for me, one day I was at Wetlands, a famous club in New York City that was happening a lot of dope shit. Um, yo, I was talking with Mos Def, and he was like, "Yo," I was like, "You don't know?" I was like, "Wait a second." I was like, "Yo, you my idol." I was like, "Yo, you, I'm really." I'm a big fan of you. When I say Harold, I mean big fan.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course, of course.
I have no shame. I'm a fan of people, art form, everything that makes me feel good. I'm a fan. I'm not idiot. I'm not a kid. I'm a fan. Being a fan, it doesn't mean you're a stupid guy.
Ah,
Being a fan
you got
means
love. You
you
got love.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We all come from someone and others, and everything inspired. I'm glad to be inspired by that people that give me that light to motivate me and wake up another day and do what I gotta do. So I have no shame to say I'm a fan. You know
But
what I'm saying?
I got
So when I
yeah.
met this guy, I was like, yo, I'm a big fan of you. He was like, no, wait a second. I'm a big fan of you. I was like, what are you talking about? You're a big fan of me. You don't even know me. It was like, no, you don't know. Your
That's
tape,
crazy.
your
I
V,
love.
your VHS tape that Mr. Wiggles put it together. We did this work together. Back then, it was an incredible B-boy. Was one of the top selling tape, hot tape that everybody was looking for in New York City.
Really?
Yeah, I met a lot of people that say, yo, you want a tape? Yo, buy this tape. They was giving my tapes. Okay.
But what
So
tape? What tape? A mixtape or
no,
your
no,
video? Your
no,
video?
B-boy tape,
Oh,
VHS tape.
okay, shit.
Okay, the one that Mr. Wiggles put it together for me.
Yeah, the one that I
Okay,
saw, yeah.
the Incredible B-Boy Volume 1. That
Yes,
was
yes,
the
yeah.
tape. Okay, so that tape was really an underground tape that everybody got inspired.
Oh shit, I didn't know, man.
Okay, a lot of even some certain style from certain part of the country has started influenced by that tape.
That's crazy. I
In
love stories
Florida,
like that, man.
I met people in LA. I met people in Canada, in Japan, and met people in Australia. They would tell me they got inspired by the tape. I wouldn't say my only tape. You know, as I say, true lovers got inspired by every time
Of
there is
course.
a chance. But there was that time that was inspired by my tape as well.
Of course, of course.
And somehow, some way, help us so many people to put it together, their own start, and put it together their own opportunity to do and express where they are from. So Mos Def
that's
got
crazy,
inspired. Got inspired. He bought that tape, and he was playing that tape for his son. So his son was watching, and and he was like, "Yo, you one of my b-boy favorite b-boy." And it was like, and because I was one of his favorite b-boys, he gave me this love on the Black Star album.
Yes.
And I was aside where the pioneer they introduced me to this culture. Shutting out, those one, and
yes.
my was right next to it. So that means, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, man.
So I was like, you gotta take it. You
That's
know what
crazy.
I'm saying?
I love stories like this, man. I think it's beautiful. I mean, when life act like this, I mean, it's just crazy. Actually, you said that you're in martial arts in your early years. I don't know if you're into the UFC or MMA, if you know some fighters or not.
I just follow.
Okay,
but
listen to
I'm
this.
not really involved.
I'm gonna tell you a story that happened with Wiggles. So I'm watching Joe Rogan's podcast, which is fucking huge in US.
Okay.
And he's doing a podcast with Israel Adesanya, which is one of the best UFC fighters right now.
Okay.
He's champion in his category, and he's saying that because he was dancing before, he had some kind of for him is easier to learn movements and to memorize them, and he's talking about fighting, dance and shit, and he said that he started with popping, and the guy who's working with Joe Rogan throws a video of Wiggles, right? So I contact Wiggles. I send a message to Wiggles, and I say, "Yo, Wiggs, they are talking about you on Joe Rogan's podcast." So Wiggles put something on his Instagram, And Israel Adesanya, which is right now a world star in the
Wow.
UFC, contacts Wiggle saying that, hey, yo, bro, I'm your fan. So
Wow.
man, that's crazy.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
It's all love, bro.
I love it. So another moment with you, from what I know, you're the only b-boy that I know that danced with James Brown.
Oh
Right?
man. I had the pleasure and at the very beginning in Torino to be I would say dance. I was really close to James and he gave me love. I went to his concert, right? As a kid, I was a big fan. I got hyped so much. So I was in the stadium. I started skipping balconies and I had security running behind me to chase me, right? But I got close to the stage and James saw me, were like,
Come on.
come on. And I was like, oh my goodness. You know what I mean?
Shit, man.
And
That's crazy, man.
all the rest is like, yo.
Magical, man. Magical.
It just happened.
Let's get back to martial arts. How much martial arts help you in your practicing in the early years?
Oh man, so much. Yeah, you know.
But what were you doing? Karate,
Okay.
kung fu?
Okay, I was a judoka.
Okay.
I was a judoka. I was a brown belt of judo. But then my idol was Bruce Lee.
Of course.
So obviously I was doing privately kung fu as well. Okay. So I was trying to mix in everything because and back then my dream was to create a new martial art.
Oh, really?
Yes. When I start mixing all the elements that I saw in breaking and with my judo background and the Bruce Lee theories and way of moving, right?
Of course.
So, but once I got more deeper in the breaking, slowly I got, let's say, my concentration got fade away from the pureness, the pureness of martial art, and I got full time involved in the hip hop culture because it was way beyond moves. So when I felt it, that's when I got more into music. I was like, wow, music, it takes more time to understand it. Because one thing is practicing something that you can see. Another thing is practice something that you don't see and you're not able to understand it because, as I say, nobody gave us the book of instructions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we had to figure it out. And all these elements together help me out to create the type of flow, the type of motion, the type of explosiveness in my dance, and able to make it look footwork like a power move. You know what I mean? Because the seeds of the power footworks, obviously, it was already there. ICIs, PACs, Chino, everyone had something, but the formula elevate deeper. It wasn't that structured yet.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my working and go deeper in that type of approach was really to create the opportunity to impress the people while doing footwork.
That's crazy.
And back then, everyone that was involved in breaking knows very well that back then footwork was way slower.
True. Even now, you can say it, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah,
And
it's a super good definition that you said, making footwork looking like power moves. When you said that, it matched totally what I know from your dance. That's a perfect
well,
definition.
I'm 51, right? And I gotta thank the work and the research I did back then in order to be able to dance now in a at least acceptable way. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? I mean, 2 years ago we had a battle with my friend Ken Swift.
How do
You
you
know what I'm
how do you
saying?
felt physically in that
Well,
battle?
I was injuries in my wrist.
Mm.
Yeah. I had injuries on my ankles because I broke my ankles a long time ago. Okay, so uh, my ankles are kind of weak.
Okay.
Okay, but not because of breaking, because I was running. I was doing the how do you call it? um, you know that
What?
uh, the Bambi, the
You were
jumping.
jumping. Ah, you were jumping.
Yeah, I was
Why? Why the
jumping
fuck
like
were you jumping like that?
I'm a kid. I'm a kid inside myself. I'm a kid still. So one day I was like jumping, and my my foot
You fucked up your
crashing
ankles,
in a
man.
wrong way. Anyway, yeah,
So
but
you were injured,
yeah, I was injured.
when it comes to stamina, and I don't know. I mean, I'm younger than you, and right now I really need to do a work aside of breaking to be able to break. When it comes to strengths and flexibility and all that shit, I need to do a work apart. So I don't know, man. I'm always super curious to know how you guys feel physically and what you did, and when it comes to injuries and all that shit, you know.
Bro, if I tell you that I never stretch out in my life, I never stretch out in my life.
That's crazy.
My secret is music. My secret is my soul connect to the music. And then I'm just acting what I learning from the essence of the Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
Okay? All the rest is coming all along. But then obviously one day can be 100%, another day can be 70%. I don't sweat it. It is what it is. It's life. It's not always everything perfect. But what I'm saying is, if I'm able still to do my thing in a certain way, in a at least honorable way, without looking at myself, be like, yo, you so whack,
yeah, yeah.
don't get away, right? I'm still enjoying myself. And if I have some type of reaction from the people, or kids come to me and tell me, yo, I'm one day when I get old, I want to be like you. That means maybe that might work somehow, some way. It's it's still good enough to inspire others. That means maybe something good I did it.
Of course, no, of course you
You know
did.
what
Of
no,
course
I'm
you
saying
did.
you no, because sometimes haters like talking easy and describe a situation in an easy way, define things in an easy way, when human beings is more complex than just throwing certain moves. And this is the secret. The secret is because I did that move. No. So back in what you asked me earlier, when I look at the B-boys, I don't look only what they show me physically. I look at their presence, that raw energy, that person, that beast inside the B-boy that presented. And I want to see if he's going to be able to release that beast,
Mm.
that wildness. Not only a super cool choreographer of the dancing, but I want to see that raw essence match it with the consciousness of your knowledge that give a really that type of b-boy tradition or lineage that can be like, yo, that dude maybe come in 2020, but I can see he's a b-boy. You know what I'm saying?
I do
So
know what you're saying.
so I cannot say to everyone, but that doesn't mean I hate it, because as I say, when I learn it by seeking details. So every details was, yo, I'm happy. I was watching movies and the movie maybe was whack, but
You saw some detail. Yeah.
45 minutes and 37 seconds, something happened and be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, like a sample in music.
Yeah, like a sample in music. Flashdance. Do you remember the movie Body Rock? We used to watch the very beginning of the intro, skip a fast forward to the very end, because New York City Breakers was rocking at that moment.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, like, if you are, if you looking for inspiration to find it only in one spot, then you don't love enough to have that passion, to leave the moment. You know what I'm saying? So once again,
Totally.
if I prepare everything and I do, okay, the battle for those one they don't know how to top rock. Then I throw a battle for those one they don't know how to get down. And then I throw the battle for those one they don't know how to get up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, okay, maybe someone is going to be fun. But can we put the same type of love also in bringing back an event that give space and room to the all elements?
Yeah, it's really
That's
needed
what I'm
right
talking
away.
about.
Did you heard about Swiss Beats saying that you want to give 1 million for Cool Herc, 1 million for Melly Mel and stuff like that? Do you hear about the news?
I heard the rumors by people. Yes, I heard that.
Because I need to say, for me it's kind of related, because I mean, like 1 year ago or something like that, I was in New York, and I was talking with Cool Herc, and man, I don't know, I just wish that some people had like a better quality of life. Then I don't know as much as that, I don't really know how good or how bad is the quality of life of Cool Herc right now, but I was with him talking, and I had just a feeling, and I know he's not the only one. I know that there is more people struggling, and I feel that, I mean, when it comes to him, even if he's having a correct quality of life right now, I think he deserves a lot better than that. I mean, he's the fucking creator. So when I talk about like parties having all the elements, is because maybe in a stupid way, in an innocent way, I have this wish of seeing everybody again as an equal, seeing an MC and a b-boy as an equal, and being paid, well paid for the same gig. See, I would like to see a fucking good DJ with a fucking good MC on the mic during a party, and see a dope b-boy getting down at the same time, and all of them getting well paid for that, So that's why I talk about all those situations.
I see what you're saying. Well, first of all, nothing but love to all the pioneers for every country in the world that somehow, some way paved the way and gave inspiration to others. Because many times it's so easy to skip and rewrite history and act like people that newcomers. They are just pure geniuses that didn't see anyone, that didn't need anyone. First of all, that's me.
No, what up?
Then obviously I feel that it's very difficult to manage a certain situation like the one you just told me, because there is more people involved. That's what I feel it. Every time I'm learning, and I'm still learning. I'm a student, bro. I'm a student. First of all, I'm a student of the funk.
Of
That's
course, like all of us.
I'm a funk student. First of all, and to be a funk student, I can find myself in a lineage of learning more and more about b-boying. Okay, but you know, if they want to consider me as a b-boy or not, I leave it to the others. I don't care.
Of course.
I know what I know for myself. But what I'm saying is, the more I'm learning every day, every time I have a chance, I feel there is way more that I don't know still, and I'm sure there is more people involved, and only time will tell everything. On that note, once again, as I say, much love and blessing to all the key people that somehow went deserve it. And I want to go back to b-boying, okay?
Okay, let's go.
Look, social media today, right?
Yes.
Tools, opportunities. That's beautiful, great. No hate, I love it. But once again, can you imagine if we would have social media when we started? We would have millions of followers.
True.
Okay? So now, once again, all these true b-boy heads in the world that acting or pretended to be true b-boy, if they would be humble enough, you know, simply they would have started with the very first step. Yo, I just want to say to all my followers, please make sure you follow these people, because these people,
giving props.
Because these people is nothing but love, regardless the time, the age, whether you're gonna see them battling or not, regardless. Okay, and that would be the first way, at least, to rebuild a sort of balance.
True.
Okay? If you have respect, true respect, if you don't feel it, don't do it, anything. But if you really consider yourself part of this, it wouldn't be any shame, any problem for you
to do it.
To do it and tell your student or your followers, because everything you got, it's beautiful, no hate. You got 10, you got 100, you got million, beautiful. But if you part of this, that would be the very first step before we go into money situation or whatever. That would be a different topic to talk about. Okay? At least give it some of your attention. Give a little something from your space. Tell to give back to people that was before that.
True, man.
Before your social media, before your fame. Because listen, many of the notorious people that nowadays acting someone, not everyone, but someone acting like they don't know anymore. I remember all of them one by one, and I remember they approached me. Can I take a picture with you? Yeah, yo, what do you think? Can you tell me what I should do to develop my skills? Blah blah blah. They were more humble. So never forget where you're from, and remember the people that somehow, some way help you to become and succeed in what you want to be.
True, man. That's why.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And nothing difficult.
No. But I mean, it is in some way difficult for some of them. But that's why it couldn't sound like nothing. But that's why when I start my podcast with Kenny, I said you were one of the first that I saw giving props. because
true.
it's fucking rare. It's fucking rare. That's why I mentioned.
Yeah.
And I feel that for a lot of people, they see that like it was a fucking light, okay? And once they put the light in another angle, they are taking the light off them. And they don't want to take the light of them. They want like full light on them all the time. So, and in my point of view, it works in another fucking way. I don't know, it's because I was raised in the streets, because I have the brother that I got, but I have the values that I got. And I know that giving credit to the right people gives you credit.
Exactly. As I say, if you are a free individual and clean inside, you won't fear anything, because love is love. Okay. You say Kenny was one of the first to give him props. I was one of the first to give him props too. On my video, the one that Mr. Wiggles put it together, that inspired many people back then, and the Incredible B-Boy Volume 1. In that video, someone, which was me, was saying names and was described techniques. It was mentioned and pointing. I was learning. I did love him when he was doing this, connecting to that, blah, 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 blah. And I was saying, when I would dig to create my style, my combination to create my alchemy of my blues, was because I put together this person, something of this, something of that, and to create that formula I was looking for. Why? Because it wasn't existing, the formula I was looking for, strictly from one individual.
True.
And then again, who are you to say this one deserve it, this one don't deserve it? I'm not the one. Okay? So for me, everyone somehow, some way gave me something. But ain't no shame to say maybe someone was 60%, another one was 30%. Okay? But that means as long as you part of something and you got inspired, give love back, and nothing wrong with that.
But see, that's my point. You're explaining, and you said ain't no shame. Of course, it's not shame. You should be fucking proud, man. You should never be
proud. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying that for the other people who are hiding. And when they hide like that, and when they start to explaining shit and telling about their stories, and they don't give props, or even to talk about what you were saying before, if you look at their content on their social media, and it's all them, like me, it doesn't look like I don't know, real for me. It doesn't look real for me. I mean, it doesn't come from the fucking sky, all this. Someone made it before you. So,
but it's not only that, brother. Last week in my show, I was doing something with Donald D. Okay.
Yes.
One of the pioneers of this culture. Okay. So we were talking, and I asking like, yo, how was it back then when B-Boy was dancing? People in general, they couldn't jump in a circle easily like that and stay long. They were like, no fucking way. Why? Because you can cut off a certain rhythm, a certain intensity of exchanging that happening through certain individual that did put some work behind what they do.
Exactly.
So you can jump in the circle, maybe do one solo just to say, oh, it was a great moment to me, be part of that circle with my idols or my heroes or whatever, right? Beautiful. Okay. But it's not obvious that you can stay, jump in a circle and feel you are the same like others. No, because it takes time to deserve it. And
Exactly.
that's when you develop to be humble and succeed your ego and understand when is your moment.
Mm.
Okay? So why I say this? I say this simply because going back in the social media thing, if they would have start just giving back some of their attention to the people that somehow some way did work for this culture, there would be at least the first honest step they could give back. Okay, then if you have deeper people, more let's say more humble, because the greatest people, the greatest, you know why they great behind what they do? They great because they humble.
True.
It's not they great because only what they do. Their greatness, it's close, very close to be humble. Because to become one of the greats, if you're not humble enough, you're gonna crush your face against your egos right away. If you bump into the wrong person, you might get hit or smacking you in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Of
So
course.
what I'm talking about, if I would have come in New York and acted like yo, I'm the best, I might would have bumped into the wrong person. They would have kicked my ass in a different way beyond dancing.
Of
Do
course.
you understand?
Yes.
But me, I was just a student of this culture. I wanted to share it, and I did my thing, and all the love came out free. You understand?
Yes.
So I had to just accept it. And as if it was a reconfirming everyone every time, that means you're going in the right
Right way.
direction.
Yes.
Okay? So that's why I'm saying started from the first step. Then you're a deeper person. Yo, you know what? I got a chance, bro. I got a chance. I got a lot of opportunity. You know what? I'm gonna get you involved. Why? Because I want to use it. You know, if, for example, when I remember I was doing a show um, with Roy Ayers in Sicily. You know
Okay.
Roy Ayers, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I had the opportunity. I called Donald D. Yo, Donald D, come with me, do the show. I called Focus and Flomo for the first time I saw him. I was like, yo, guys, you wanna get down with me doing Roy Ayers show? You don't have to battle anybody. You don't have to do just having a good time with me, because I was sharing that type of love with people. Okay, so in 36 years of my journey, I put on so many people. If I would be a tight ass person and I would keep everything for myself, whether it was knowledge, whether it was advices, whether it was opening doors, whether get access in a club, whether it was like, yo, you need a record deal with someone, blah, blah, whatever. Yeah. Or, oh, yo, I'm an MC. Do you have some beats? Oh, but you don't have a record company. You got money? Okay, I'm invest on you somehow, some way. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
helping people.
But
But that's what I'm saying. It's a culture.
but then I need to ask you, man, because I don't know exactly when I met you the first time, but I know that at some point I start going to Italy very often as a DJ, right? And I was fucking surprised because I was like, "Where is Maurizio?" I was going everywhere. You were nowhere, and I was seeing you all over the world, but not in Italy. What happened, man?
Because the love is not there.
But
Simple.
no, yeah, but I don't understand because listen, like I told you, I'm from the second generation of b-boys in Europe. I know who did what, and so for me, going to France and seeing Actual Force or Paris City Breakers, who is natural. I mean, it's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
The same way you go to Germany and you see Storm and whatever, it's natural. But then I
yeah.
go to Italy and I don't see Maurizio, and some people act like they don't know. I'm like, okay, your answer is like there is no love, but you did what you did. I mean, why there is no love?
It's very simple. First of all, for so many years, I was mainly the only one going, traveling, experiencing things. Okay. And I learned very early in my journey. As soon as I get a sort of any sort of achievement, I have to learn that right by side, I have people that was jealousy, uh, hate, and whatever right next. So you have to learn it to walk with both. Okay. It's not always positive, strictly positive. It's positive and negative. Okay. So if you are lucky enough to be around a movement of people that is growing with you, then it's going to be a chance that others become part of the lineage of flow, culture, love, sharing, expression, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Yes.
Others are so angry, they just want to get something from you. But as soon as they get it, they don't know how to give back. So for so long, when there was no chance to be on once again, I would imagine people jump in a circle and have no clue and pretending or acting. But there was a time that slowly, in a split second, and that happened right after we did a Gem on the Groove tour. Yeah, that we went all different country. Others slowly acted like, oh, we can make some money. Boom. So yeah, teachers all over the place, teachers, and be like, whoa, 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 what do you teach? Because I want to be your student. I'm still trying to figure out how to create a method that works with everyone, and you're already a teacher. So slowly, they all become teachers. Then slowly, the confusion was more spread around. Then had technology. Technology make it easier for a lot of things. Okay, so you don't need to anymore say, if before I had to come to you and
Yeah.
ask you, please, can you help me? Can you give me some
Now it's done.
advice?
Yeah.
Can you explain me? Then next thing you be like, they looking at you like you whack me, like, whack? My friend. You obviously they don't say it to you, but they act it until people, because they scared of some of them, not everyone, obviously. I'm speaking in general just to
Of
give
course.
you
Yeah. Yeah. An idea.
an idea. As I say, some people are weak minds, bro. Weak. Because look, how you can erase someone that somehow, some way, that you like it or not, is recognized worldwide and be mentioned by the greatest.
Yeah.
Do you understand that you're not humble enough to understand who the hell are you to act like you don't know me? That's the point. So if someone asks you, I know, back, if someone asks me, yo, Maurizio, I wanted to contact Cool Herc, but we don't like that much. Would you take his place? No, I'm sorry. I won't take Cool Herc place. I'm sorry. I would not do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But opportunity create robbers. You understand?
Shit,
So
man,
you
that's
have,
sad.
so if I don't know, if whatever, if Brian Green come into your country and he give a workshop, people come to see the classes, they suck in as much as they can, and then be like, oh, I don't need to go to Brian Green workshop again because I'm already using his material to get the attention. Only the ones that really understand that that person, he cannot give you 30 or 40 plus years of his experience in 1 hour, 2 hours. He got to decide to give you something. So just like B-boys, right? So once again, if you humble enough, you always find love. But you know, if there is no lineage of a culture, and slowly in the structure of the movement, it's based on people they're just looking for a way to get some money. And some of them you gotta split, and some of them will say, well, oh, why I gotta know this and that? It's so boring. I don't care. You know, I'm a free artist. I do what I want. I do what I feel. Who are you to this and that? Blah blah blah. When you alone, you become the target of any stupid idiots that say whatever. If you a movement, it's gonna be harder because other people will jump and say, hey, wait a minute, slow down, my friend, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
so hip hop tools was bigger in the country than the culture of itself.
Got you.
Okay.
Do you think that, I mean, because the guys I was looking for in Italy, it was you and me, Emilio, and later Davide. Do you think that reasons like that made them a little bit like disappear? Because I mean, Emilio, I didn't see him anymore, so I don't know exactly the reason, but that, I mean, that's a shame. It, I mean, I
Well,
don't know.
no. Well, okay. That's the people you just mentioned is the one that internationally had the chance to
To be
share
noticed.
a
Okay.
certain impact to others. Okay,
Yes.
including Massimo Crash
Massimo.
Kid, rest
Yes.
in peace.
Yes.
But very, 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 very few had that privilege to somehow way give something to others, okay, in order of inspiration. That doesn't mean there wasn't other people that locally was active and doing things, okay.
Right.
But obviously as a culture, it's like, for example, you are so great, but if you stay at home, nobody will know
Of
about you.
course. Of course.
Okay, so somehow way it is not only how good you are, it's also how you're gonna be part of this cultural exchange with others that can understand that your work is valuable enough to be appreciated. So once again, many times when I was traveling, they were like, "Oh, you represent Italy." I'm sorry, I'm able to represent myself. I wish I could represent a country. I cannot speak with the whole country,
Of course.
but I put a lot of work and invest a lot of my work and my time to help others to to give them this type of opportunity. But then it's on you.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do about yourself, it's up to you, not me. So once again, sometimes I remember when I was saying the when I came back from New York the very first time, there was a time I say, "Yo, guys, you know how much I'm a fan of B Street,
Yes.
but the movie is over." A lot of people didn't like that shit. You understand? Because they want to still living in the movie. Yeah, when I got in New York, that's when I discovered there was a not only the culture, there was also the business aspect.
Of
Okay,
course, of
I
course.
didn't know, I didn't have any idea about business. Any.
No one did.
Okay,
In Europe, everybody wanted to live like in Beat Street. We had no idea.
thank you. So so it's so hard already understanding how this culture works. Think about understanding also the business aspect.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not gonna happen that, oh, you're gonna battle somebody and that's it. You know, you have to be good. You have to learn other things. You have to be there. You have to share with people. You have to prove it. You have to maintain, right?
Hmm.
It's not like, oh yeah, in 90 whatever something I did this, yeah. I gotta make it every day. Otherwise, slowly, people, there is always opportunity. They're gonna forget. Also, head on top, haters. They want to make sure that you're gonna be forget.
That's crazy.
So
It's the second time that you talk about haters, and for me, it's super hard to picture people be a hater when it comes people from your generation. I mean, as a person, of course, I can imagine then that some people doesn't like you. Like, is perfect natural is natural. I mean, you don't have to like everybody, so it's natural.
thank you.
Whatever. But the thing is, like, talking about haters, I mean, when it comes to dance, who can hate like you or Legs or Kenny or I mean, I don't know. Is it just make no sense. Uh,
Ignorance. Ignorance, bro.
I don't know.
Ignorance. If you
But
teach it,
you feel that they hate you for what? When you feel that
no,
hate, they hate you for what? For
no.
what fucking
Look,
reason?
okay, you have to understand the seeds of hate. Okay, look. Oh, I heard about Jul Nako. He's a dope b-boy. Yes, he's dope, but do I need to say anything else?
Of course,
So a weak mind, how is going to interpret but?
of course.
Okay, so if you brainwash the people, how many of those people that you brainwash is going to be able one day to really find out
The truth.
about you?
Yes. Yeah, man.
Very few. So
Yes.
understand when I say when one day, and and I want to say it didn't happen only in Italy. Obviously, I'm talking. You asked me about
Yes,
in
yes,
Italy,
yes, yes,
and I'm
yes.
talking about,
Because it
yeah.
was
Because
strange for me. It was fucking
yes,
strange to go there and
of
not seeing
course,
you.
not for only for you, for many, even for myself, it's
Yeah,
strange.
yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, if one day it turns schools everywhere, everybody teaches. Yeah, I
Yes.
remember I was teaching. I had two spots. I I was teaching one spot for 5 years, and when I moved and I took another spot, and I was teaching for other 5 years. Okay. Now, if I would teach everywhere, could I teach everywhere? With my
Possible.
experience, I could take it everywhere. But I was like, people, look, if you guys want to learn with me, you're gonna find me here. I'm here. Okay. I had 100 students. Okay. I didn't conquer it every single spot, every box, every toilet, every bathroom of the city, of the country. I just needed one spot to share my experience and the result of my work. Okay. So as I say, remember I say I'm coming from martial arts.
Mm.
So I say I want to be able to have my school
Yeah, like your disciples.
open to everyone that want to learn it, something from me. You
Yeah.
don't have to. Okay. Now, you got to tell me, how come people with no skills, no background, no tools, no real props from people that is part of this culture. In a split second, they were teachers, took every single spot, every opportunity between each other, create a system where I call you, you call me. If I throw an event, you, your friend, and the brother of your friend is gonna be the DJ. Your mother is gonna be the host, and your father is gonna be the bodyguard. Do you understand this?
I do, but
but this is not the culture I know.
No, but it's like that around the world, man. It's those shit happens everywhere. I saw it many times.
Yes, but Italy is not like all the world. Italy is Italy. So once again, when you have a movement, if I come to Giornaco and say, look, what is this guy? Maybe Giornaco won't tell me, but other people will come to me and say, yo, what? Giornaco is full of shit. Why he didn't tell you? If he didn't tell you, he's full of shit because he don't exist. If that person they didn't mention don't exist, do you think you exist?
Of course.
It's just like, if I'm part of Core Crash Brothers, okay? And who's Grandmaster Caz? And I don't say nothing about Grandmaster Caz. I don't need to be in Core Crash Brothers. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I do.
So it's very simple. Nobody told me that I have to do it like this. It's what you know that speaks for you.
Yes. But what you said, it takes us back again to the social media thing. You need to say
it's everything. Obviously, I'm speaking
everything is
general.
Connected. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously I speak in general because I cannot say every single one is like that. No,
but a lot of people are like,
in general.
Yes.
Let's say people that have a certain spot of opportunity. How come? I remember there was an event that called in some give some officiality to a b-boy. It's like if you throw an event. A b-boy event and you don't call me, I don't think you're official. Simple.
Word.
It's not because I'm full of shit. Because if you don't recognize me, you don't exist, my friend. It's not because I'm telling you, because you really don't exist.
Yeah.
Then
I got you.
Yeah, but then you have to add if you want to play soccer and one day because you feeling you start grabbing the ball with your hand and pretending, be like, my friend, I know that you have that type of feeling, but this is soccer. You gotta kick the ball, and only the guy at the door can handle with their hands, but not others. So some people will not like it.
Yeah, it's hard to hear the truth sometimes. But bro, let's
end of the topic.
Yeah,
that's enough.
Let's not spend more energy on those guys. Of course, I got you.
It's good to mention sometimes.
Yes, it is. It's fucking important to mention. But man, I really want to taking it back to your practice, and I really need to understand the process to got you to your signature moves, like what we used to call in Switzerland, we used to call the coin drop the Maurizio, actually. And I'm super curious about it. Like, what was the process? I know that you were in martial arts. I know that you grabbed it from everywhere, that the music was super important for you, that you wanted to make it powerful and keep it your wild style and be raw. But what was the process to find those moves? How did you get there?
Okay, let me break it down. First of all, I never call it coin drops. I find out when people telling me, oh, that coin drop you're doing, it was like, what is coin drop? I was like, then they explained to me and I realized what was a coin drop. Okay. I used to call that take it to the next level.
Yeah, you told me.
Okay. Then the seeds of the inspiration of that coin drops, so-called coin drops, is coming from the New York City Breakers. Okay. when what was it? I think it was Chino. Okay, Chino was jumping on a sort of suicide and going to backspin, right?
Mm.
Remember?
Yes.
But my idea wasn't jumping and going to headspin. My idea was like,
Backspin. Yeah.
oh, that would be interesting if I would do like a sort of started from the top, jumping with no ends, getting to women and come back up and continuous.
Mm.
Okay, so the coin drops essence means you stay in one line. Once you fall, you stay in that line. But the way I got it, it's continuously. So
Yes.
if you notice, I go in circle
Yeah.
and I jump it with no ends already with the spread legs in order like I'm trying to do like a windmill. Okay. So that's why for me it was like taken to the next level. So the idea was like a jumping in, like a doing windmill, no ends, come back up and keep going continuously. Okay. Then they explained me, oh, coin drop. I was like, okay, makes sense. But the coin usually when it drops stay in one spot.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
And
don't.
all the energy crashing in one point.
Mm.
But my idea was like that thing that coming from Chino, mix it with the cats. You know when the cats
Yes. Yes.
they roll it
Yes.
like
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Cats like a flipping like a crazy martial arts. Cats are like incredible, wild in the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time. So the combination, these two things gave the idea of create a continuous way. But I was jumping higher to give more effects to the move. And once I jump in, have you seen it? I was kicking like the martial arts, like in the
Yes.
like the kung fu, and come back up.
Mm.
Okay, so that was basically the idea.
Uh, there's another thing that I wanted to talk with you. I think he's in that battle with second to none against Battle Squad. At some point, you enter and the DJ start fucking scratching, and you're like, "What are you doing, man?" And you're ready to leave, and then he stops, and you come back.
Mm.
In your mind, it was already that you were that much into music that messing around with music like that just made it impossible for you to dance.
No, it's not really made it impossible. It's more like my connection with the music
I
is
mean, it
so
cut the
deep.
pleasure. It cut the pleasure.
Yeah. My connection with the music is very, very deep and private.
Mm.
Okay. Um, as I say, most of my let's say integrity of the round is coming from that music. So more is special the music they intrigue me somehow, some way. More I have choice or chance to develop that type of thing that in that particular moment give me that feeling to do it. Okay, get into it, get involved. Okay, like that James Brown song. Okay,
Exactly. Yeah.
so which is most of the time is the opposite that DJ throw beats to me and don't get really my soul because they think it's old school. I'm gonna play old school song. You don't understand. I, for me, when you play for me, I'm very deep in music. So the more you stay in the surface, that don't means I don't love it. But I've been there so much for so long. If you really want to get reach my soul and surprise me, you really gotta show me your knowledge in music. Go deeper.
Deeper.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So then, if you are really deep in this culture, you study also individual. My soul before funk was connecting to jazz. I used to train with jazz because jazz rhythm was very, very, very intricate and inspired me to quick switch and to get that type of improvisation
Yes.
in the moment. Okay, so that when I was training with the usual breaks, with the classic breaks, was on a certain level, but you know, I got a certain point that
You were
more than
stuck.
what
Yeah.
I already knew, I couldn't get.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay,
Yes.
that's why I was going more further and deeper with all kinds of music. You hear me? I'm playing all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
only beats, I play also sounds, soundtrack, because I'm really into that type of stuff. So plus I don't warm up because I never believe it in warming up. I'm sorry. I always feel you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna exercise before you're gonna jump in a circle and do it like aerobic, some shit like that. I'm coming from a generation that you have a certain background of style, of pride, of presentation, and you know what I mean. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready, and whatever you do, make sure it's got to be funky. That's what I'm. That's my background. So I learned it to get in self-combustion in a second, like a volcano. I'm coming from Sicily, so I seen it that volcano Etna is erupting fucking every day. So I make sure my energy is boiling constantly. I just let erupting my energy when the right time
Comes.
calling me through the music. Simple as that. But I'm boiling.
Word.
You see me. Even right now, I'm talking to you. I'm a passionate guy. So I'm put emphasis when I feel something. I'm a straight person. If I say, I say. But I'm not that type of dude that goes too much fucking with the
The
mind.
mind. Yeah. You're more in the heart.
You know what? I'm not a mind tricker. You get what you see, what you get. Simple as that. But I won't blame, obviously. Sometimes people just do what they, in that particular moment they feel it. But you have a reaction. Sometimes be like, yo, what you did? Be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Obviously, through time you also try to learn and understand others.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in
And
the
accept,
moment,
yeah.
and accept it, right?
Yeah.
We got, we get in, let's say,
Yeah.
we grow, we get more mature, we try
Of
to
course.
understand.
We learn how to
But
chill a little bit.
I'm saying, as soon as you put subtitles in our culture, then when the culture's watered down.
Word, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still loving that wild style.
You still got it. Man, Maurizio, it was a pleasure talking to you.
I'm taking too long sometimes. Sorry.
No.
Plus English
It's
is not my
perfect.
language.
Perfect. It's not my language. My language too, man. But it was
So-
really nice. And with you and with Kenny, I need to do other ones because I need to talk about other shit. The only problem here is like we are already doing it for 2 hours, and people are not
Wow.
used to. People are not used to, and
I
so I
understand.
prefer to do in like other episodes because we have a lot of
Yeah.
shit to talk about, and
Yeah.
and that's it, man. But it was fucking dope.
Yeah, sometimes you're talking about something, right? And the process is just like music. You're hearing a song, and then you recognize the sample, and then you connect who used that sample, and then you're going back to the roots of the sample, and then you heard other style of music used in a different way. So it opens so many windows,
Yes.
right? And it's really. It also training. You gotta train to be specific and remain, let's say,
Objective,
there,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And for me, when I do like interviews with my friends, it's more like a friendly conversation.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
for me too. For me too.
Hey,
It's not for me. It's not interviews. It's a talk. It's a conversation.
you know what I mean?
We already had talks like
For
this.
those one that watching, forgive me if I didn't say what you want me to say.
No, no, it was perfect, man. But we need to do more. That's the only thing we need to do more, because there is a lot of things that we need to speak of. Man, thank
Thank
you.
you once again. Thank you. It was a pleasure,
Yes.
and I'm looking forward to have some good exchange like we did that time in Switzerland
Yes, man. It
when we were
was nice.
spinning
Now it
at the
needs to
party.
be,
It was
yeah.
great.
Fuck, it was fucking great, man. And I need to tell you this. After that, a few months ago, I went back to Switzerland to the same place, and I was spinning with a guy who was spinning also with 45s and stuff. And everybody told me that he was good. And he was good. He was good. But man, it's not because you're using 45s and you're playing good records that you are doing everything. Because I felt that he was not reading the crowd, right? He was spinning for him, just for him.
Right.
He was looking down in his world, and I must say that spinning with you was really dope. And what you do in the whole thing, it's incredible. And I just wish that I could see you travel more for that, spinning like all over, because man, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you once again, and I want to just add this. See, it's not for me. It's not a demonstration. Look what I got, okay? Because if I really would bring what I got in my lab, I got way more than what I have the opportunity to bring sometimes, okay?
Mm.
But it's not against technology. It's not a romantic way, to be stuck in the past. It's nothing like that. It's simply that's the way I love it.
Yeah,
okay?
that's it.
And sometimes nowadays it's so hard just to make people accept a simple statement. Can I live in the way I like to live and do and be me in the way I want to be, by expressing in the way that makes me feel in touch with my soul, that they give me pleasure. I'm not scared. You see, I don't seek for the chart list. Why? Because I'm like more. I want to create a journey, and that journey not necessarily has to be to convince you, oh look, I have this, I'm so good. I make sure that you're gonna be happy. I really don't care. I don't looking for your approval.
Yes.
But in the same time, I take the responsibility that every track I drop, I make sure that I look at the crowd and see if they have I'm study also the reaction.
Yes, bro,
not because I wanted they love back. It's because I want to be able to go where I want to go, but in the same time, I want to give also respect to the crowd on the other side. So for me, it's like I gotta find a way to play the music I want to play, while they have a certain flow, preserving the flow,
yes,
but create the rhythm I want to give to my journey.
Yes, and at the end, it's all of this. All what we do is about sharing. Otherwise, we stay at fucking home dancing for ourselves and spinning for ourselves. If we go somewhere to dance with other people or spin for other people, it's because we have this need of sharing what we love. So
yeah. Once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody that will watch this and whatever. Yo, let's go.
Let's stay in touch, and I hope to bring you here as soon as I can, man.
Once again, much love to everyone, and I love so much this hip hop culture all together with all elements. That's the culture I like to live. That's the culture I like to preserve, to share. And that's the culture I want to make sure to see in the future. Still, all together, all the elements.
Peace, man.
Peace.
Peace.
That's it.